Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the future for the Discovery 3, what we've got planned, and also going to be fitting some light guards to the Discovery 3 front and rear. Now, these light guards, if I'm absolutely honest, are more aesthetic than anything. They are really nicely made. They're not genuine. They're copies by Britpart, but that means they are really good value. Now, I can't honestly say that I think these lamp guards are going to offer too much protection. However, they do look really cool, and you know, I think that's quite important. And for the price of them, I think it's a really nice accent to be able to customize the look of your vehicle. So you do have to take the headlight unit out, and you've also got to take the front grille off, and I'll show you how to do that just quickly now. But on the Disco 3, it's super easy because it's all just tabs. Although I haven't had the front headlights out yet, so hopefully they're not two C's. They should come out fairly easily. So these are the brackets we're going to be fitting, and that's what the lamp guard's going to fit onto. These little white square clips are what push into here, and then we literally just use the fixings to get everything on. So it should be a really quick job. So we've got left hand and right hand brackets that are actually marked on here. You can see there we've got our clips. They're not in the bodywork, they're just outside. You could put a little bit of clear tape on there to protect the wing actually. Might have been quite a nice thing to do. So we've got, there's one. And there's the other. They do say left hand and right hand in there. One. Now it's hard to see from the instructions where these go, but I think they go on the inside of this clip. So it goes onto the light. Okay, that just gives it a bit more depth. Oh, that's brilliant, yeah. There we go, look. There, and that just clips on. And obviously when we put our grille on, it's going to hold it in place even more. Now we have actually got a crack on our lens, which would have been prevented had we had these guards on in the first place. So I kind of take it back what I said before. They do offer some protection. If you're lucky and it hits 10% of that surface area, they've done their job, but they look great. Now it's time we moved on to the rear. These are a little bit more involved a bit of drilling, but again, I'm hoping we're going to get them on super quick before it rains, so let's get stuck in. So we're being asked to remove the two screws that come in the unit. That's going to allow us to release, I hope, the light unit itself. They want you to put a washer on your screw, and then this plastic tube spacer behind. And same at the bottom. I'm going to test fit it onto here now. So we've got a couple of holes on the side here. I think what they want you to do is make sure this is lined up on the vehicle, get it all marked so you can then take the lens out, put the bracket back on again to mark and drill your holes. So what I've done is I've pulled it tight there. It's not quite tight enough at the top, but and then tight at the bottom. So what you need to do is push your bracket up against the body like that, and then mark it. You just pull it and release. There we go. So I want you to fit this bracket on here. Now there is a bit of resistance when you're getting it onto the shape, so you know, just try and get it on as best you can. So it's on nice and tight, and I'm presuming now we offer this up and we're going to mark where we're going to drill those holes for that bracket. So with our lamp guard in place, we're just going to line the marks back up there and there, and I'm going to mark on the body, one there and one there. A bit of kit like this from Amazon's only 30 quid, something like that, and you're always going to need these. So we'll pop this in place. It's that simple, and that means that it's just going to stay in the body. None of this silicone rubbish, getting it stuck in, it's just pointless because it won't stay in. So we're fixing the lamp into place while securing the bracket in at the same time.
Great, the bottom one's gone on a treat. Now let's just see if we can get that top one on. So I love the way this looks. I'm really pleased how it's all lined up neatly. All the lenses basically are sort of encapsulated by these strengthening bars. The one little thing that I'm disappointed in is there's a gap at the top here, and I think that's because I've mounted my retaining plate a little bit too far out. Now the riv nut's in place, so I can't change that, but what I could do is actually oversize the hole on the mounting plate, move it in and just crank it up really nice and tight with some Loctite, but I haven't got a drill bit that's big enough to make that hole bigger today, and that's going to have to be a job for another day, but I will get that done and I'll show you and see if we can get it looking any tidier. But literally it's just a very small gap just in the top there. Other than that, it looks great. So I'm really pleased how those light guards have gone on. They look really good. I think they will provide a bit of protection, but to be fair, like I said before, that's not really why I put them on. I'll put them on for aesthetic reasons. And I do like the fitting kit. I think the one thing they've really slipped up on is not giving you one of those riv nut setting tools. I know they're really basic, but without one, you're never going to get that riv nut to sit in the bodywork. So you need a riv nut setting tool, which luckily I've got. If you haven't got one, they're pretty cheap on eBay. I got one on eBay for about 30 quid. It does all different sizes, and I'll tell you what, you'll use it so much if you've got a Land Rover. So definitely worth getting one of those. But with those riv nuts fitted, it was a really sweet job. Now, I mentioned before I was struggling to get the car started this morning. Now that's the worst it's ever been since I've had it, because I haven't driven the car for quite a few weeks. I think it's about 4 weeks now. So the battery could be at fault, but I'm just going to connect the iCarsoft diagnostic tool in just to see if we've got any fault codes. So obviously the vehicle's been driven a little bit. It was dropped off at my house by a work colleague, which was very nice of them. So it's had a drive, so there should be some fault codes come up if there's any faults in the engine and in the system. So we'll just go basically into diagnostics. There's nothing that's really got me worried on there, and that's why I really like having this unit, because it's so simple, it's so reassuring. A, it's not that expensive, and you can keep it in your vehicle, and you've always got it there. So if you need to do a reset, if you've got the 3 Amigos come up, HTC mode, you can clear everything and you can be on your way. But it is just really good for identifying any problems. So if you don't know what's wrong with your vehicle, there's something that's come up, or you want to just do a system check like I did, then that's the way to do it. It's really well priced. I think there's an offer on at the moment. If there is, I'll put a code up on the screen. They've only got a limited number of these on that offer, but it's definitely well worth having. It's an invaluable tool. Whatever you've got, any Land Rover, it's definitely something you should have with you at all times. Now, it has told me that the battery is actually running at 10.5 volts, so that is bad, and I don't think it's going to start again. So it might mean that we just need to get a new battery, because it's got the original battery on it that I got with the vehicle, and it's been stood for nearly 9 months with that battery in as well. So I think it's about time we change things up a little bit. But that's a good thing, because I wanted to get a different battery anyway, because something that's a little bit more appropriate to overlanding and camping, so a bit of leisure battery. Might go for an Odyssey or an Optima, and we can talk about that in the future. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed getting back into it, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.